Hello and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on our social medias at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, make sure that you comment your score, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that bell for notifications. And hey, if you are planning your next Disney vacation or you're thinking about planning your next Disney vacation and you need a little bit of help, I am a certified travel agent who specializes in Disney travel, and I would love to be able to help you out. If you want your Disney vacation to go from okay to absolutely amazing, I would love to be able to help you out. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com and we can get you all set up from there. Well, I hope that you have been enjoying the 100th celebration this week. On Monday, we had the official turning of 100 years old for Walt Disney Studios. So we're going to do a little bit of celebrating later, but for now, we're going to start out with a classic Disney Channel original movie that is celebrating an anniversary this week, and that is Halloween Town. Now, Halloween Town is a classic Disney Channel original movie. It's fantastic. It's had sequels. Its story is awesome. It's just an overall fun Halloween movie. And every time that I watch it, you just get all the fall feels. Feel like you need a pumpkin spice latte to watch it, but it is phenomenal. So let's start out by asking you some questions about Halloween Town. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Halloween Town premiere on the Disney Channel? Question number 2. What legendary actress, known for her roles in Singing in the Rain, Susan Slept Here, and Tammy and the Bachelor, played Aggie Cromwell in Halloween Town? She is also Carrie Fisher's mom. Question number 3. How many total Halloween Town movies were made? Question number 4. Marnie has 2 siblings. What are their names? Question number 5. One of the comic reliefs in Halloween Town is a skeleton cab driver. What is his name? And question number 6. What U.S. city was Halloween Town filmed? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's get you some answers here on Halloween Town. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Halloween Town premiere on the Disney Channel? Well, it premiered officially on October 17, 1998. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to say between 1996 and 2000. In my personal opinion, I guess this is just like when I was, deeply involved with the Disney Channel. I would say the Disney Channel original movie heyday was right around that block. They were putting them out a month every month. There was another one coming out, and it just seemed like they were, good, solid movies every single month. Question number 2. What legendary actress, known for her roles in Singing in the Rain, Susan Slept Here, and Tammy and the Bachelor, played Aggie Cromwell in Halloween Town? She's also Carrie Fisher's mom. That is Debbie Reynolds. Matter of fact, there are stories from the filming of Halloween Town, both this one and the other ones that she was involved in, that basically by that point she would just go around and say, "I'm Carrie Fisher's mom. I'm Carrie Fisher's mom. You might know me as Carrie Fisher's mom." Not so much for her roles, because a lot of them she was really, really big in the 50s and the 60s, and a lot of the actors were under the age of 20 at the time. So kind of making that connection to Star Wars there, I think kind of helped her to make that connection as to who she really was. But she is a phenomenal actress and was a perfect fit for that role. Question number 3. How many Halloween Town movies were made? Well, there were a total of 4 Halloween Town movies made. Now, again, I might be a little bit biased, but my personal opinion, the first 2 are very good. The third and the fourth one, just not as good. But Halloween Town, the original one, and then Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, definitely very good movies. Worth the watch. Definitely, if you get a chance on Disney Plus, check it out. Question number 4. Marnie has 2 siblings. What are their names? They are Dylan and Sophie. Now, obviously, Marnie is the one who she has the powers, and that's why she wants to, be able to interact with her grandma, because her grandma's supposed to teach her, because her mom doesn't have the powers, and if she doesn't learn how to harness these powers by the time she's 13, she loses them. So this is the original story of how she can harness them, what she can do with them, and she's learning to expand on those and be able to utilize them to their utmost potential and become a witch just like her grandma. Question number 5. One of the comic reliefs in Halloween Town is a skeleton cab driver. What is his name? Well, his name is Benny. He is the one who, he's in the driver's seat, he's talking and everything else like that, and he was very quick-witted, so definitely the answer there is Benny. He does provide a lot of comic relief throughout the movie, and we see him several times. He was one of the first characters that the children interact with when they got to Halloween Town, and knew exactly who they were looking for. Everything else like that was kind of cool, but again, a little bit of the comic relief as well. Last but not least, question number 6. What U.S. city was Halloween Town filmed? Well, it was filmed in St. Helens, Oregon. And now each year since that, St. Helens has had an event called the Return of Halloween Town, in which you can go there. They have a lot of the artifacts from the filming of the Halloween Town. Primarily, when you see the movie, they have this giant pumpkin right in the town center. That pumpkin is there every single year. So it's something that's really cool. You can go and check it out. It's really cool. But again, overall, great movie. Definitely gives you all the fall vibes. Definitely gets you excited for Halloween coming up in just a few weeks. And I highly recommend, if you get the opportunity, check it out. Continuing on, now we are going to move into round number 2, and round number 2 is our Fast Facts round. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. For this round today, we are going to title it, Where Can You Find That Food? So for this round, what we're going to do is I'm going to name a restaurant that you can find in Magic Kingdom down in Orlando. All you have to do is tell me what land can you find that food. For example, if I were to say Casey's Corner, you would say Main Street, USA. So let's get started with question number 1. Be our guest. Question number 2. Sunshine Tree Terrace. Question number 3. Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Question number 4. Golden Oak Outpost. Question number 5. The Crystal Palace. And question number 6. The Diamond Horseshoe. Now again, some really tasty foods here. All of these restaurants are phenomenal. So question number 1. Be our guest. That is, of course, in Fantasyland. That is, as you are walking between like the carousel and going towards Ariel's Grotto, you'll see it. You'll see the castle up top, right next to Gaston's Tavern. But Be Our Guest is, I like it. It's tasty, a bit overpriced, but every time my wife and I have eaten there, we've been very happy. Try the gray stuff. You'll love it. Trust me, you won't be. And if you don't believe me, just ask the dishes. They'll be able to tell you. Question number 2. Sunshine Tree Terrace. This is found in Adventureland. Now, if you blink, you might miss it. It is a very small, just a quick service that it's basically 2-3 windows. My wife and I always order from the app, but you got to get the I Lava You float. That is phenomenal. Now, they used to have pot stickers. Those were even better, but when it gets a little bit hot, pot stickers maybe aren't what you're going for, but definitely the I Lava You float, some orange Dole Whip in there, some red Fanta, some Pop Rocks. Oh, every time we go there. Doesn't matter how many times. We might even get multiple in a day. Those are our go-to refreshment for sure. Question number 3. Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Just based on that name, you should know that one is in Tomorrowland. Great food, great little atmosphere. Definitely a great place to be able to get out of the heat as well. Question number 4. Golden Oak Outpost. That is technically in Frontierland. Again, it's another one of those, you blink and you miss it, but definitely somewhere you don't want to miss. They got some fantastic food. Question number 5. The Crystal Palace. Believe it or not, that is technically considered part of Main Street USA. Where it's tucked in, you can kind of see, yeah, that's Main Street USA. It could be, could be considered part of maybe the hub or maybe even into Adventureland, but that is part of Main Street USA. Go there for breakfast. 3 words: cinnamon, sugar, churro, Mickey, waffles. I guess that's 5. But trust me, churro, Mickey, waffles. All I need to say. Yes, it was 9:30 in the morning and I had cinnamon, sugar, churro, Mickey, waffles with ice cream. I don't care. It was delicious. That's one of the main reasons why we go there. The other one, I'm a huge Winnie the Pooh fan. You all know that. I gotta interact with Winnie the Pooh and all of his friends. That's another big reason why I go there. Last but not least, question number 6. The Diamond Horseshoe. That is in Liberty Square. Now, the last time my wife and I were down there, we went into Liberty Square. It is the most awkward environment you've ever been a part of. It is quiet. There's no music. Like, you're afraid to talk too loud because there's not really a ton of tables in there. So it's kind of quaint as well. But man, that food was phenomenal. Even my daughter, who at the time was just over a year old, loved every single thing that we gave her. Oh, it was phenomenal. If you get the opportunity, I believe it's the same menu as, it's slipping my thoughts right now, but there's a restaurant right by there. It's the same menu. Much easier to get into the Diamond Horseshoe. 10 out of 10 recommend. You can also, great spot for the parade. If you're there, you can just leave your table, go stand on the front. You'll be able to watch the parade. You can see Tom Sawyer's Island, everything else like that. Definitely worth it. But again, we're just scratching the surface when it comes to food at Disney. This might be one where we come back to at some point as well. Continuing on now into round number 3. And round number 3 is our Connecting the Circles. This round is filled with 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related. But the 6th question will be, what is the connection between those answers? And that connection is something Disney related. So you got 5 questions, may or may not be Disney related, but they do tie together some way through Disney. So let's get started with question number 1. First name of the actor who played Gregory House on House MD and was also a supporting actor in the Disney movie Tomorrowland. Question number 2. What reindeer has a song about him and his shiny nose? Question number 3. What was the first name of a German chemist known for his work with ammonia and nitrogen, and that won the Nobel Prize in 1918 and eventually led to leaps made in fertilizer? Question number 4. What one-word French opera is amongst the most well-known operas in the world and debuted in 1875? Question number 5. Who helped Walt design Mickey Mouse and is credited as the co-creator of a lot of early Disney work? And question number 6 is, what is the connection? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and then I will return with those answers. All right, let's get you some answers here and let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. First name of the actor who played Gregory House in House MD and was also a supporting actor in the Disney movie Tomorrowland. Well, that would be Hugh. Otherwise, in full name, Hugh Laurie. House, great show, one of my favorite shows. Again, I just found out a couple years ago, it's a take on Holmes and Watson. House, Holmes, kind of play on that. But Tomorrowland, also a fantastic movie as well. Question number 2. What reindeer has a song about him and his shiny nose? Well, that would be Rudolph. That one I hope was pretty easy. We are starting to get into one of my favorite times of the year with Christmas. We got a lot of fun things planned in the next couple months. Question number 3. What was the first name of a German chemist known for his work with ammonia and nitrogen that won him a 1918 Nobel Prize and eventually led to leaps made in fertilizer? That is Fritz. Full name, Fritz Haber. Again, if you knew that one, I give you credit. Credit where credit's due. We were looking for Fritz there. So if you got Fritz, even if it was a guess, credit to you. Moving on now to question number 4. What one-word French opera is amongst the most well-known operas in the world and debuted in 1875? That is Carmen. Now, if I had said just name a one-word opera, Carmen might have been the one that you came up with. That is one where as soon as you hear the music, you're like, oh yeah, ba-dum bum ba-da ba-dun dun dun da-dun dun da-da-da-da-dun dun dun. Yeah, that's all from Carmen. Again, one of those songs where you're like, I've heard that before, but you just can't always pin it. Last but not least, question number 5. Who helped Walt design Mickey Mouse and is credited as the co-creator of a lot of early Disney work? That is, of course, Ub Iwerks. Now, we've talked about Ub in the past. His fingers are all over the early Disney stuff, along with his family still being part of the organization to this day. A lot of the documentaries that you see on Disney Plus, at the end, you'll see directed or created by a couple of different Iwerks. Those are all his grandkids, still heavily involved in Disney. So we had answers such as Hugh, Rudolph, Fritz, Carmen, and Ub Iwerks. All those are either the first or last names of individuals who are part of Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas City, Missouri. What is Laugh-O-Gram Studios, you may ask? That was the studio that predated Walt Disney Studios opening up. So we had people such as, of course, Walt Disney himself, Ub Iwerks, Hugh Harmon, Rudolph Isning, Fritz Freeling, and Carmen Maxwell. Those are all the big names that were tied into it. Now, obviously, Walt and Ub went on to create Disney. A lot of them went out to Los Angeles. They kind of started working at Disney, but eventually some of them left. That's when they started Looney Tunes and MGM Studios, and we saw all that, and that's when we get the battle for Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who actually owned it. That's where we see that battle happen, is from that splintering. But the main thing there is Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas City, Missouri. All these individuals worked together there, and this was the studio that eventually did go bankrupt, but it was one of them that Walt tried to open and get off the ground as an animation studio that eventually led to them coming out to California and eventually became the Walt Disney Company. It's kind of a cool story, kind of an interesting one, but again, if you know Walt Disney, never gave up, persisted, and now here we are 100 years later with so much more, and I think we're only just beginning. Speaking of one of those early works, we're going to continue on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is our traditional round in which we talk about movie anniversaries. Today we're going to talk about The Jungle Book. This is a classic Disney movie. This is one that I enjoyed as a child, still enjoy to this day. It has some very good music that we're all very familiar with. So let's just get into it, and let's start out with question number 1. Within 2, what year did the original animated Jungle Book come out in theaters? Obviously, there's been a live action since then, but we're going to talk about the animated one, so if I don't specify, just keep in mind, we're still talking about the animated one. Question number 2. Who authored the Jungle Book that the animated movie was based off of? Question number 3. According to Blue, what helps you, quote, forget about your worries and your strife? Question number 4. Sterling Holloway is the voice of Kaa the snake. What other animal, often found in the woods, is Holloway also known for lending his voice talent to? Question number 5. What band are the vultures in the Jungle Book based on? And question number 6. Bruce Ritherman, the voice of Mowgli, has recent success doing what job? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, and then I will return with those answers. All right, let's get some answers here on the Jungle Book. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did the original animated Jungle Book come out in theaters? Well, it came out in theaters on October 18th, 1967. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to say between 1965 and 1969. Again, still early in the Disney animated studios history and lore, but by that point, they were kind of getting into the groove. Disney was kind of getting in the groove of the movies that they were putting out. And this, of course, was one of the last movies that Walt had a hand in creating, had a hand in bringing to life as well. Question number 2. Who authored the Jungle Book that the animated movie was based off of? It was authored by Rudyard Kipling. Now, that is a little bit difficult of a name to say, but that is the correct name. The book came out originally in 1894. So you figure that was about 50 years. That's a pretty quick turnaround back in the day for a book to be turned into a movie. Pretty quick turnaround. End results I thought were pretty good still. Question number 3. According to Baloo, what helps you, quote, forget about your worries and your strife? That would be the bare necessities. Bum, bum, the bare necessities. Yeah, you know the song. You can go ahead and sing along later with it, or you can pause me right now. Go ahead, play it, just because it is a great song. And then let's move on now to question number 4. Sterling Holloway is the voice of Kaa the snake. What other animal, often found in the woods, is Holloway also known for lending his voice talents to? That would be Winnie the Pooh. Now, I would also accept the Cheshire Cat. Both of those are correct. Sterling Holloway is one of those voices that early on was involved in a lot of their projects. They used a lot of the same voice actors. Definitely, if you look into Sterling Holloway's career, we've talked about him before on here. He has just a very lengthy career. Definitely voice that you certainly recognize. Question number 5. What band are the vultures in the Jungle Book based on? Well, they are based on the Beatles. Now, the way the story goes was originally they were going to base the vultures on the Beatles, and then they were going to get the Beatles to actually voice the vultures. Well, apparently John Lennon said no. Apparently then all the rest of them decided to say no. But at that point, they were already too deep in the process where they just kept the vultures looking like the Beatles. And instead, they hired voice actors from Liverpool to be able to give that Liverpool feel. So technically, they're supposed to be the Beatles, but at the time, Beatles decided not to be part of it. And now we just have vultures that look like Beatles that aren't voiced by Beatles. It's just a unique little twist. And last but not least, question number 6. Bruce Ritherman, the voice behind Mowgli, has had recent success doing what job? He has been a wildlife documentarian. Kind of a full circle moment, if you will, playing a child who was raised in the jungle to now he's a wildlife documentarian. He's an award-winning documentarian at that. Now, if you had said he was the voice of Christopher Robin, you would have also been correct. But more recently, he has also been a wildlife documentarian. Just a cool little transition. Again, great movie. Definitely a classic Disney movie for sure. All right, let's wrap up today's game with a little bit of fun, and we are going to move on into round number 5. This round is titled Finish the Disney Song Lyrics. For this round, what's going to happen is I'm going to either say or possibly sing the lyrics to a song. And at some point, I'm going to stop. You're just going to have to tell me the next line. Now, how long you want to go with that, that's entirely up to you. but I will let you decide on how long you want to go and what consequences a point in your book. But let's get started with question number 1. It was my wedding day. It was our wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Question number 2. The window is open, so's that door. I didn't know they did that anymore. Who knew we owned 8,000 salad plates? For years I've roamed these empty halls. Question number 3. Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. Question number 4. What has 2 thumbs and pulled up the sky when you were waddling yay high? This guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below? Question number 5. Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told. And question number 6. Come, my little friends, as we all sing a happy little working song. Merry little voices, clear and strong, come and roll your sleeves up, so to speak and pitch in. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. Hopefully you got these before the music kicks in, but I will return and then we will wrap up today's game. All right, I'm ready to get some songs stuck in your head. If not, again, always pause it. You can come back at another time, finish up today's game. But let's get started with question number 1. It was my wedding day. It was our wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. The next line was, no clouds allowed in the sky. So, of course, that is from We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto. That is the song that everyone's probably knows the best out of that movie. Again, just a lot of fun. Moving on now to question number 2. The window is open, so's that door. I didn't know they did that anymore. Who knew we owned 8,000 salad plates? For years I've roamed these empty halls. Why have a ballroom with no balls? Yeah, that is obviously from Frozen, and that's from the first time in forever. Again, an iconic song, definitely one that now probably stuck in your head. But I figured that was better than trying to get Let It Go stuck in your head. Now it is. You're welcome. Moving on now to question number 3. Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. That is, of course, Remember Me from Coco. So again, if you just got the first part of that, that's okay. It's up to you on how much you want to say gives you the point. But that is definitely the most memorable song for me, especially the slower version. Just how heartfelt it is definitely one of the coolest moments in that movie. Question number 4. What has 2 thumbs and pulled up the sky when you were waddling yay high? This guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below? You're looking at him, yo. Again, I wore the wrong shirt today. I'm obviously in Michigan. I'm called Mouse in the Mitten for a reason. I'm in Michigan. Lions have a big game this week, so all the people that I work with at my normal job, we all decided to wear Lions stuff today. So I'm wearing Lions stuff, but you've seen me in my Maui Jim shirt. Yeah, that's the inspiration for it. Very cool song as well. Definitely, if you didn't know that the music from Moana was done by Lin-Manuel Miranda, this song, you're like, oh, yeah, definitely Lin-Manuel Miranda's fingerprints all over that song, for sure, especially at the end when you hear him doing this song. It's fantastic. Question number 5. Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. That is obviously Rainbow Connection, that is, of course, Kermit the Frog. That is, of course, from Muppets. Again, the classic song from the Muppets, and every time you hear it, you just have to smile. Last but not least, question number 6. Come, my little friends, as we sing a happy little working song. Merry little voices, clear and strong, come and roll your sleeves up, so to speak, and pitch in, cleaning crud up in the kitchen as we sing along. That is, of course, from Enchanted. That is the happy little working song. And yes, this song, I mean, I understand Enchanted, they're like playing up the whole Disney princess thing. This might be some of the best work that Alan Menken wrote, just because he was portraying himself writing over-the-top music for movies that he wrote over-the-top music for. So it's just, it's funny, it's cute, it's hilarious. I love it. The entire movie is fantastic. But again, I got some songs hopefully stuck in your head. Go ahead, listen to those after this podcast and just, belt it out, have a little bit of fun, and relive some of these very cool and classy songs. All right, well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure that if you liked this podcast, that you are following us on Apple. If you do decide to follow us on Apple, make sure you select to automatically download. If Apple isn't your thing, make sure you subscribe everywhere else. If you can, leave a 5-star review, thumbs up, whatever they're using these days to make these shows look even better than what we might actually be. But just go ahead, give me some love and show some love to the show. If you're watching us here on YouTube, again, let me know in the comments down below, what is your score? Make sure you turn on that bell for notifications, subscribe, like, all those sort of things, and follow us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. And again, if you are someone who you are planning your next Disney vacation, or you're thinking about going and you want your vacation to be over the top amazing, would love to help you get that all set up, would love to help you plan that next vacation. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to help you get everything set up and make it fantastic. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in this week, and I will see you next time.